It's Time Warner Cable Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. I'm glad you're still with us. Our guest is Gloria Negrete-McLeod. She's a member of the California State Senate, also a candidate for Congress. That election will be held in June 2012. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
I want to speak with you about a state issue. There are a few cities in the Inland Empire that recently incorporated. The city of Fontana annexed some land, and through a strange set of circumstances, a pot of money that was supposed to help them in the early years of their incorporation vanished. Explain what happened and what you'd like to do to change it.
Well, in 2011, the legislature passed SB 89, which shifted that VLF money,
vehicle
license fees. And so what happened?
It shifted it from municipalities to public safety.
That's correct. No, it was used for that. But what happened in the interim is that not only the 4 Inland Empire cities, but all the cities across the state that were newly incorporated got hit as an unintended consequences of SB 89.
And the reason is there was a formula that was set up that for the first 5 years of incorporation or annexation, more funding would come in through the VLF to help the cities get off their feet.
That's correct.
But they didn't know that money was going to vanish when they had their voters vote yes for incorporation, and now they are struggling. I mean, they are at risk of insolvency, possible disincorporation. This is an unintended consequence extraordinaire.
That's true. And so what I have attempted to do is introduce 1566, would then shift that money back to newly incorporated cities and those cities that have incorporated annexed.
Right. Like Fontana, for example, when they've taken in new lands. Because when you take in new property, aside from new incorporation, you have more obligations, public safety obligations,
schools, everything.
Schools, water. So I want to be clear to our viewers, you're not seeking to have the entire formula switched. It's simply with regard to these new cities and the annexations.
Yes, and it's not only the Inland Empire cities,
right,
but any city across the state.
That's correct. Just interestingly, it happens to be the IE cities are the ones that are most impacted right now. Correct. Because they are the most recently incorporated. You have bipartisan support at this stage. I know your friend and colleague, Senator Bill Emerson, is on board, a Republican. So where do we stand? It's a rare moment for bipartisanship.
We have got this bill out of 2 committees already. Then the next place it goes is into appropriations.
And from appropriations to the Senate floor,
hopefully,
I mean, yes. Honestly, because I've spoken with council people from Eastvale, from Jurupa Valley. I mean, they are apoplectic. I mean, this is their lifeline. If they don't have this money, they may have to disincorporate.
That is true. So hopefully now that it's got out of the committees, and I present it again this coming week in another committee, and as soon as it goes there, then it goes to appropriations. And should it get off of appropriation, comes to our floor, then goes to the Assembly.
Do we know what leadership thinks about this? Senate leadership, Mr. Steinberg, for example.
Well, I am pitching my bill with
He's
all
on
my
appropriations,
might.
I presume.
Well, no, he's not.
He's not. He's the pro temp.
But he's the pro temp.
Right.
But I am talking to him in great earnest.
What about on the Assembly side? Do we know what's happening on that front? Is there a companion bill, or it has to get out of the Senate and then it goes to the Assembly?
No, it's just this bill. But of course, you know, I have my my colleagues there.
You've been there. You were in the Assembly before, and I wonder if
Wilmer Carter, who also represents that
sure.
city. So I'm sure we'll have some support.
Now, it's not a huge hit, relatively speaking. $18 million. I mean, in a budget of 90 billion or million, that's 84, whatever it may be. So how do we feel about the potential for the future? Governor Brown, do we know where he comes down?
Well, we don't know. As you know, there's just the last money that came in
was less than
expected. So we're $2 billion already in the hole.
Will you come back?
Absolutely.
Terrific. My name is Brad Pomerance. I want to thank you so much for joining us on Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. We're going to send you back to HLN.